What is up, Digital Skull Nation? It's Tony, and today I'm here to talk about Horizon Zero Dawn, because this game honestly impressed me. Now, there's a few problems I have with the game. I'm gonna get to them at the end of the video, but let's talk about the good stuff first, and sort of what I think. First of all, as you can see, the animations on display for you right at the moment are really sweeping, and you know, they're polished. They're really nice. Now, some of them have a ridiculous distance, I'm not gonna lie, and the distance might be a little bit too much in some cases, but for the most part, the animations are good. So let's talk about the combat, okay? I'm gonna be real with you. Even on normal, this game is hard. Oh boy. That big guy over there, the Thunderjaw, you do not want to get up close to him. Even this tiny guy over here, this Ravager that I'm about to take out easily, you do not want to mess with him either. You know? They will pounce on you like a wild animal, and you are dead before you know it. You know, behemoths, freaking rock breakers, and Deathbringers in specific, they will kick your ass, and you will have your ass handed to you if you do not approach this game intelligently. That brings me to one of the biggest points I have about the combat, which is combat is smart. Now, you'll see I'm knocking off components and things like that as I play through gameplay, and that's a really important thing to note. Throughout the gameplay, you'll be shooting off lots and lots of components for various materials to upgrade gear and all that kind of stuff. And there is a lot of stuff that falls off these things, so you've got to be careful which parts you shoot, because if you want, you can literally shoot off the component, go up and collect it, and then go away if you want. But you gotta be careful that they will pounce on you and they will kill you. So sometimes dodging and things like that will not do it. And yeah, that's just an example of how brutal this game is. So I suppose the next thing I should really touch on is, you know, some of the other things in the game that are less less of an achievement and a bit of a disappointment. As much as I love this game and I love this combat and I love how challenging it is and so on and so forth, and I love how smart and intuitive it is, some of the issues I have is that occasionally you'll run into janky problems with the camera, because the enemies, in specific the bigger enemies, they like to jump at you, and sometimes all they do is jump at you. I mean, it's not their only means of attack. They have a wide variety of attacks, but sometimes all they do is jump at you, and it gets kind of repetitive. Now, the other flaw I want to talk about very quickly is there's various sections in the game, and it's barely noticeable, but it is there if you are a big-time free-to-player, there's various sections with invisible walls for who knows what reason, and I wasn't expecting it in this game really, but they are there, so be on the lookout for that. The other thing I was really surprised at for this game is there is no functionality for listening to your own music while playing this game. But I think that works in its favor a little bit because the score in this game, I don't know if you can hear it, but it is epic, okay? And it perfectly complements the moments in game that are going on screen, and I like that, you know? So that's another plus for the game, I guess. But, I mean, it could be perceived as a bit of a plus or a negative, depending on whether you really care about having your own music while you're playing a game. In fact, the other thing I'll say about that is actually the creators really pulled a bit of a middle finger to a lot of the expectations that people had for this game, because a lot of people were expecting it to suck, I think, and a lot of people weren't really that hyped for it, and then they showed stuff at E3 and suddenly people were like, well, we gotta keep this on our radar. And I'm glad I kept it on my radar, because overall, despite little flaws here and there, I would indeed recommend this game. Now, before I sort of wrap this review up, I want to address one big problem that I have with the game that really, I don't know, it just bothered me. Now, I really love the story in this game. The story is, you know, for the most part, really entertaining and even a tad complex and convoluted. And you discover things about the story through Aloy and through the cutscenes and through her experiences. And that works really well, but once you get to the end of the game, it pulls a Mass Effect and sends you back in time. Now, I don't mind it. I can kind of see why they did it. But it would have been nice to be able to explore the world after the repercussions of the events that went down in the story. I mean, you do get to keep all your progress and all the collectibles and things that you've done unless you've sold them to merchants. So there's that, but, you know, it would have been nice to explore a world after the big event that happens at the climax of the story. Other than that, though, all round, Horizon Zero Dawn is, as I say, a masterclass in open world games, and I am glad that I picked it up because it is a beautiful game all around and looks even better in HDR on my 4K TV. I don't have the PS Pro and it still looks good. This has been my review. I'm Tony, and I'll see you next time.